Welcome to In the Den. I'm Sloan.
And I'm Drew, aka Crisscross's Backwards Shorts, aka Last Kid at the Bus Stop, no parents in sight.
Yes, he is. I'm gonna love this podcast. This is In the Den, where we just kind of talk about the animes we've watched recently, video games we've played, comics we've read, and
anything that keeps us from getting laid.
Exactly, because being a nerd is the best way to be celibate.
It saves money though.
Yes, it does. Don't have to buy condoms. Don't have to buy anything. So you don't have to pay money for girls. Wait. Son of a bitch.
Some of us do.
I'm keeping that in. That's gonna be awesome. So what animes have you been into lately, Drew?
Well, lately I've been watching a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is like everything strange and beautiful about Japan amplified.
Yeah, you showed me a clip of it yesterday where a guy melted people's hands together and drilled them with a horn that he had on his head.
So that was actually one of the Pillar Men. Basically, in the plot of JoJo, there's like an ancient race of super beings, and they make a bunch of masks that turn people into vampires for reasons known only to them. And then they get frozen in some sort of wall in a cave in Mexico. And when the Nazis are looking for them, they accidentally poke them in the head with a drill, which makes Cars very angry because, by the way, they're all named after 90s rock bands. There's Cars, AC/DC, Wham. It's beautiful.
That sounds amazing.
It really is. The love interest's name is Erina, as in Eleanor. It's great.
I'm going to have to watch this because that sounds freaking amazing.
It's a level of insane.
And there's Nazis in it?
The Nazis are great.
Wait.
The Nazis are great because it shows that in Japan, after World War II, because Germany and Japan were allies, the Japanese really don't hate the Nazis as much as the Americans do. So the Japanese portrayal of Nazis is like, they were people. So it's mostly just Nazis in Mexico hanging out. One of them gets killed by the Pillar Men and comes back as a cyborg.
Robot Nazis.
Yeah.
This sounds like something straight out of like Danger 5 or something.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We highly suggest you check out that anime because that sounds fantastic.
It's all on Crunchyroll too. It's only subbed if you're one of those people.
So, I actually started watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged a lot. I didn't find the humor in it originally until I watched Dragon Ball Z and then went back and watched it. And it's weird how accurately they stick to the show, but still have these hilarious jokes in it.
Well, that's because the original show was absolutely batshit.
Yes, it was.
And so it's like a lot of their humor is completely self-aware, which is why it works.
Yeah. I love Vegeta in it. It's so great.
I think Nappa wins.
Yes. Oh my god, Nappa becoming a Hollywood producer.
I like him as Ghost Nappa.
Yeah, I watched that and I watched GTO, which I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I have not, actually.
It's
is that any type of car?
No, actually, it's not. This isn't JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. It's not named after cars. It means a great teacher, Onizuka. And it's about this dude that wants to bang high schoolers pretty much in Japan and becomes a teacher.
Great teacher.
Yeah, but he becomes a teacher and then starts helping them out with their problems and fixing their lives and never actually does anything with any of them.
I was going to say, does he fix their problems? How does he fix them? Does he fix them with a certain part of his body?
Martial arts skills. He fights people.
That could fix most of my problems.
Does really crazy stuff. Like he dresses up in a monkey suit at one point and somehow uses that to fix a problem. And then the way it ends, it's not really a spoiler because there's not a really long running story in it. It's just like problem of the week, kind of like how superhero shows have villain of the week. But he ends up getting on a boat and all of his students are like, oh my god, he can't be leaving us, no! And he's just waving goodbye to him on the back of the boat, and then somebody comes up and they're like, that's a ferry that does a tour around the island. He's going to be back in an hour. And it's like the stereotypical Japanese, like, I'm leaving you guys, I'm sailing out to the sunset.
You
And
mean
then it's
like
just
the last
totally
X-Files movie?
exactly like that. But I always found that ending to be fantastic because it's just it's so self-aware of being an anime and just doing ridiculous stuff. It's more of a parody of the typical high school animes.
That's why I was suggesting the other day that you should play the Hyperdimension games.
Is that the Neptunia thing?
Hyperdimension Neptunia. It's a bunch of games that are completely aware. My favorite line in the entire series is there's a scene where a character gets pulled off screen, and Neptunia goes, "Well, you saw the thing had tentacles, so you know what's going on back there." And the other girl goes, "Nope, just fighting." You know how fan servicey anime is.
Yes. Oh my god. I've been wanting to watch High School of the Dead while we're on the subject of fan service, by the way. I want to re-watch that because that anime was so fan servicey, but so awesome. It's how I wanted Walking Dead to be.
You wanted Walking Dead to be nothing but high school boobs?
Jiggles and blood.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a lifestyle.
Yep. Not everybody gets down on it, but some people do.
Speaking of jiggles and blood, I have been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat lately.
Oh, that is the personification of jiggles and blood.
I love that
and Street Fighter.
I love that in Mortal Kombat X they were like, we should probably give our female characters some clothes. Because in the Mortal Kombat 9, they were all wearing thongs on their bottoms and thongs on their faces.
Yeah.
It's because NetherRealm can't do faces.
The animator?
The NetherRealm is the developing studio, and Ed Boon has even come out and said, we don't know how to do female faces. Like, look at Mortal Kombat 9 Sonya.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
She looks like a gorilla monster. It's great. But no, some of the new characters in that are really exciting, like Aaron Black, who is literally just Clint Eastwood.
I've tried to play him so many times, and I just suck as him.
Have you beaten the arcade mode as him?
No.
His story ending explains why he's there. Basically, Shao Kahn was like, I need someone to do, like, the oldest contracts. So he just made a cowboy immortal. So he just literally went to the Old West and said, you, cowboy, you're immortal now. I need this guy dead sometime in the next 100 years.
That is... I don't know if that's the best or worst backstory ever.
I love it so much, because it's like, why are you literally a cowboy? I'm literally a cowboy. Or Kodo Khan, who is... It's so dumb. He was from the Ashtek realm, which means he's basically a god. And he ends up coming down to Earth, and I think it was the Incas that he influenced. And he teaches them to cut out the hearts, eat the blood, it'll make you super rad. And he goes back and he tells his god dad, and he's like, dude, I did this super awesome thing. And his dad's like, what? No, that's terrible. And he goes back and they all have horrible bloodborne illnesses and they all died.
Oh my god. The only character that I really play in Mortal Kombat X, like, I used to play a decent amount in the last one, which I assume is 9?
9.
Yeah, and I would play Smoke and Ermac and a few other characters. As soon as Mortal Kombat X comes out, I try to play a bunch of my old characters. Can't play them at all. I can only play Ermac now. And I wreck shop with Ermac.
So have you noticed that Ermac looks a lot worse than he did in Mortal Kombat 9?
Yeah, he looks more beat up.
Do you know why?
No.
Because story-wise, Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn are dead, and Ermac is a soul prison, so he has nothing to hold him together. That's why he's all taped up. He's literally falling apart.
That's great. Oh my god.
I just love how they were like, you know what we can do? We can do batshit stories. Let's go for it.
Another batshit story? Pokemon Black and White.
Is it really that bad?
Black and White too.
I know you have strong feelings about it.
I hate it. I tried so hard to play that game again lately. I just can't do it. It's so... From the beginning, it is just so dull for me.
Like,
and it's just just the amount of tutorial, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the fact that the big villain is PETA, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, because that's when they decided to release those Pokemon games.
Pokemon Black and Blue.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I love, speaking of video games, all of the bad PETA games. Do you remember Save the Sea Kittens?
No.
It was PETA's anti-eating fish campaign, and because fish aren't cute. So they just took a bunch of cartoon fish and photoshopped cat faces on them, and their campaign was fish are actually sea kittens. No one wants to eat cats. and it's my favorite thing.
Oh my god.
There's a game where you can build your own sea kitten. They have guitars and accessories.
I want to play this now. I've only ever played the Pokemon Black and Blue, and that was just
There's also the one
so disturbing.
There's also the one that's Final Fight, but for animal testing. It's literally Final Fight, except you're a bunch of bodybuilders who go and like break up animal testing labs and punch doctors.
Dude, I don't know how to feel about this. Sometimes I'm wondering if PETA has better ideas for video games than most developers now.
See, what I'm gonna say about PETA is what I've always said about PETA. As someone who was vegan for about 2 years of my life, PETA is a terrible organization because they don't understand that it's hard to cut things out. PETA's like, nope, never again.
Yeah.
Things like Vegan Outreach are like, maybe eat less meat, you know?
Yeah, that makes more sense than being like, you're evil. Fuck you, Pokemon. You're enslaving fake animals and fighting them.
You remember Scary Kate and Trashly?
No.
Mary Kate and Ashley used animal fur in one of their clothing lines, and so PETA put a billboard that was them but like covered in blood and monsters. And it was called, and it said Scary Kate and Trashly at the bottom.
Oh my god. I feel like, honestly, they could be doing such a better way of going about it. They could be going about it in such a better way is what I meant to say.
No, absolutely.
But I just love how they were like protesting black and white, and then Pokemon's like, know what we're gonna do? Black and white too. Fuck you guys.
No,
It's the only game to get a actual sequel in Pokemon.
Although one of my favorite things about PETA is that SeaWorld, because PETA has always hated SeaWorld,
Yeah.
SeaWorld sent people from their corporate in disguise to pose as activists for PETA, and they kept like saying we should just blow up SeaWorld, and everyone from PETA was like, that's a terrible idea, what are you doing? And then they found out they were from SeaWorld.
That is the most back-asswards way of fighting I've ever heard.
Well, because their plan was PETA's gonna blow us up and then we can get them shut down.
Yeah.
But instead what happened was the people from PETA were like, that's a terrible idea. No one's gonna listen to us if we bomb stuff. We'll just keep making video games.
True. But
But no, I like Little Mac. He's a lot of fun.
I always played either Pikachu or Lucario, but that was in... Which one was Lucario? Was that Brawl?
That was Brawl.
Yeah. I liked Brawl a whole lot more than Melee, and I feel like everybody in fucking Texas State plays Melee.
It's because Melee is easier to exploit. And Melee has that thing where it's older, so people think it's better.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the people that are like, let's play the Nintendo 64 Smash Brothers. It's the best one. It's like, no, dude. There's like 10 characters.
It's like 10 characters, and they all
It's all
look
clunky.
Yeah, and look at them. The N64 was wonderful in many ways. However, it did not age well. Nothing from the N64 looks good.
It doesn't look good, but I still love Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium's a blast. I'm excited.
Yes.
Are you excited for Pokken Tournament?
Yes, I want to play it so freaking bad. I just keep seeing pictures of that and then pictures of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
I haven't heard anything about Sun and Moon. I'm staying purposefully in the dark on that.
Supposedly going to take place in Hawaii.
Like literal Hawaii?
No, like a region based off of Hawaii.
I was going to say, because that'd be really great if it was just like fat American tourists and volcanoes and all of a sudden, oh, there's a Charizard.
Because apparently in a bunch of the pictures they were showing like totems that looked like Hawaiian origin. And then they were also, a bunch of the animals have very, very tropical island type of things, like a coconut crab.
Coconut crabs are terrifying. Have you seen those in real life?
They look amazing. I want to pet one.
I mean, they're supposed to be really sweet, but they're like crabs the size of dogs. I don't like normal crabs. I don't really like anything the size of a dog.
I like everything that's the size of a dog. Crab the size of a dog, awesome. Cat the size of a dog, like those Norwegian mountain cats, amazing. I want one. Like, you could carry it around and just hug it all day.
See, when I think about that, I just think about how much I really want an iguana. Because an iguana is basically a 6-foot-long dinosaur that takes over half of your house.
True.
And have you ever made an iguana? Have you ever seen an angry iguana?
No, I don't plan to either.
So what iguanas do is when they get mad at you, they can scratch you, but they also whip their tails. So it's imagine like an angry dinosaur scorpion chasing you through your house because you didn't give it the right kind of lettuce. That's having a pet iguana.
So iguanas are pretty much angry dinosaur scorpions.
They are. So, do you know what my favorite method of haunted tour is?
What?
A haunted Segway tour. So, on to comics.
I like that. Yeah, so I've been rereading Red Lanterns lately. Or as I wrote down, Rude Lanterns.
I mean, they are pretty rude.
Yeah. Pretty much, I just got to the point where Supergirl turned into a Red Lantern and is almost killing the whole corp, just destroying everybody.
So I haven't gotten there. Does she put on more clothes?
No, she just starts bleeding everywhere. I mean, it might be your thing. I don't know.
I have no comment.
But no, it's she just gets a different uniform, but it's still like a one-piece bathing suit, pretty much, with the Red Lantern emblem.
Is she on a one-piece bathing suit? Because last I remember, Supergirl had like the Britney Spears cut-off shirt, and that had the Superman thing on it, and like short shorts.
Hers is like the Red Lantern one is like about like it looks like a one piece and it has a Red Lantern logo where the Superman logo is.
I love that we're doing gestures for an audio format.
If y'all could see us right now, you'd see that we're really cramped in here and it's hot. And
I'm actually naked right now.
Yes. Oh God.
Again.
Don't touch me with that. So we she ends up getting the red ring, and then they lose control of her, trying to dunk her into the blood lake that they have that gives people their minds back, and she ends up almost killing every single Red Lantern.
See, you say dunk her into the blood lake, and I know you mean like sort of baptize her in like the weird anger blood, but I just can't get over the image of him like full Charles Barkleying, like dribbling Supergirl and going for a dunk, and just misses, and she starts murdering people.
No, that's pretty much what she does to everybody else, though. She just starts punching them into the ground and throwing them into something. What have you been reading lately? Because that's all I've been reading.
I reread Watchmen recently, and I forgot how much I loved that.
I still have yet to actually read it all the way through. I've heard it was really good, and I want to read it just for the big blue squid octopus thing that attacks the city.
That's actually really interesting because they almost entirely got rid of that in the lovely movie.
Yeah, I thought they did get rid of it in the movie.
There was something else. It's some sort of other catastrophe that Ozymandias causes. But the thing that I really love about the book is there are a lot of other little backstories. Like, they completely ignored it in the movie, but the story of, I forget what it's called, the pirate thing. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah. They actually did a visual novelization.
It's really good. It's really good. Are you familiar with the story of that?
Not completely.
So basically, there's a shipwreck, and a captain and a few other crew members survive, and they survive by building a raft out of the dead bodies. And they start eating the dead bodies, and by the time they get there, he's the only one left. And so he goes into the town, and he's getting back to the town because he saw a ghost pirate ship, and he knows that they're going to go to the town, kill his family. So he goes there, and he sees ghost pirates everywhere, and he starts killing them, and he goes into his house, and there are ghost pirates in his bed. There's a ghost pirate in his daughter's bed. I think you can see where this is going.
He's the ghost.
He is not the ghost. Those were normal people, and he's insane. He's got cannibal plagues, and he killed his entire town. And as he walks out, after realizing this, he sees the ghost pirate ship in the bay, and he just climbs aboard.
That's really dark.
Yeah, the visual novel was great, though, because Gerard Butler did the voice of the main guy.
Oh, that's really cool.
I like
really Gerard Butler. He's a really good actor.
He is. You ever see Gamer?
No.
It was not a great movie.
I watched Hackers the other day.
Hackers is a great movie.
I love that movie. I fucking love it so much.
See, every time I watch Hackers, I get about halfway through before I realize, wait, this isn't War Games.
Yeah. it tricks you for a second there. I just love the Da Vinci virus. Yeah. It's amazing. It's so 90s. I don't even know, man. It is so that whole movie is so 90s.
Well, yeah, it has Angelina Jolie.
Yep. So you were telling me earlier about how much you hate Frank Miller.
I do.
And that was something that we kind of agreed on.
He's like the worst guy.
I just don't like his art style, honestly. Like,
See, it's not even his art style for me. It's the fact that he's massively homophobic, racist, and sexist. All in one. Usually you get like one or two of those.
yeah,
No. Frank Miller, you got all of them. And people respect him, and it's like, well, it's just part of his art. A lot of people, it's just part of their art. That doesn't make it okay.
yeah. How does he display this in his art? Like, I
Well,
haven't read very many Frank Miller.
Have you ever seen the movie Sin City?
Yes.
Well, in the movie Sin City, look at the women.
Yeah,
They exist to either have sex with the main characters or get shot.
but there was one chick that was like super badass, I thought.
Yeah, but she is super badass, and she ends up she either dies or she gets with the man.
That's true. Yep. So yeah,
I was a big fan of when people a couple years back were like, Frank Miller is really racist, guys. Alan Moore, who is wonderful, who is literally, I think I was telling you about this. He's literally a wizard now. He performs street magic for small children in England.
So awesome.
Much like the guy who played Ron in Harry Potter. He just bought an ice cream truck.
Oh yeah,
that?
yeah. He's like, I don't even have to work anymore. I'm just gonna do what I love and give ice cream to people. That's awesome. I hope to one day reach that point. And the fact that Alan Moore, yeah, the fact that he's there is really cool. But what did he say about Frank Miller?
Oh, sorry, off topic.
It's all good.
He said, basically, I've been saying this for years. The last time I worked with Frank Miller, he was horrible to everyone. He was just mean and offensive, and I didn't want to deal with him. And I told everyone, and everyone was like, no, he's cool. Now y'all are catching on.
So, I'm just going to add this in there. What do you think of the new Achievement Hunter videos and, like, Rooster Teeth videos? Have you watched any of the newer
I've been watching
ones?
a lot of the newer ones, actually. I'm a fan.
I just saw that they started playing Pokemon Blue.
I think it was Blue. Yeah, they did the Pocket Play. Wasn't it Caden and Matt?
No, it was Jack, Jeremy, and Michael.
No, it's Caden and Matt do all the achievement guides for Pokemon.
Yeah, they did the Finding Mew, I think.
Which I don't remember being in the GVA version. Did they take it out for that?
I think they did. I think it was
a lot of Fire Red.
Because I think it was only in the original versions. But I was watching that this morning, and then I need to catch up on the Off Topic podcast and the On the Spot game show, because I love On the Spot with a deep passion.
The last one that had Colton Dunn on it was wonderful.
I heard they were talking about it on the last Off Topic I watched. I think they might have been.
Oh yeah, he almost broke Joel.
He almost broke Joel?
They were doing the the other team was doing the whole you have to say one word story thing.
Think about it?
Think about it, yeah. And they got to their word and it got to Colton and he said Negro. And they just went and they had to keep going and they got to the next one. It was like he was standing by his master. And,
oh my god.
And Colton just kept like killing. And then it was Colton's turn and Bruce said plantation. And then Colton and James managed to sink out kill all white people. It was beautiful.
That could have gone south so fast for them. But
and then Joel was like, I'm gonna distract people from saying plantation by talking about how much I hate the Chinese. And he just kept going. It was great.
Oh, I need to watch that. That sounds hilarious, even though slightly racist.
There was also like 10 minutes of Colton selling Laser Team gear.
Of course.
He had like 10 different shirts and he was like, you know what I would like to wipe that spill up with, Bruce? This wonderful Laser Team t-shirt that you can buy on roosterteeth.com/store.
Did you end up watching Laser Team?
I have not seen it yet. I watched like part of it.
It's really good for a fan-funded movie. Like, I was surprised. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. We went and saw it when it was in theaters in Austin, and it was really good.
See, I was mad because I live in Austin where they're based, which means all of the showings in Austin sold out like that because they said they would be there.
I think that was the pre-sales, but the weekend that it was just open and nobody was going to show up, it wasn't sold out.
No.
We went to Alamo Draft House for it.
Oh, I love the Draft House.
I do too. I want to go tonight, but I'm broke. Well, that's it for the In the Den. Try and catch us next week, hopefully. And give us a like on Facebook or Twitter. And leave any comments or tweets about what you want us to cover next. Anything, any ideas you might have for us, any segments you might want to see and like be put in it. So yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm Sloan.
I'm Drew.
Have a great day.
Memories of sweet talk, eyes from across the room. I remember fondly, taxis and New York light skyscrapers that crush me. Oh, what a scene, oh, what a scene. We're the coolest kids in a flat city of dreams.